And back on the campus of the University of Minnesota on New Year's Eve at the 50th World Junior Hockey Championship. Canada won its first ever World Junior Gold in 1982 in the state of Minnesota. And now all these years later, back on the ice on New Year's Eve against an old friend in Finland. The only team they faced more at the World Junior is the United States. So Canada and the Finns, very simple for first place in Group B. TJ Ginla with his dad in the house. You've seen Jerome on the pregame show with James Duffy. Intense as always as Porter Marteau flips it back across. Perek in, shoot, scores! Shane Perek opens the scoring a minute and 13 seconds in. That shot is lethal. At the line, helped by Perek. Shane Perek drops it off. In comes Martone. Martone's shot goes off a stick. Bouncing back in front. Martone reaching for it. And Perek kept it alive for the moment. Now batted down by Vatanen. Vatanen sends it back in. Miettinen shoots, scores! And Miettinen, the Finnish captain, answers back to tie the game at 1. Ruohonen tries to work that. Freight's in the feet of Ethan McKenzie. Now flipped back ahead by Martin. He finds Hage. In comes Hage. Peels back, drops it to the high slot. They score! Brady Martin fires it home, and Canada answers right back to retake the lead. Two seconds later.
What a response.
Plays that back in the corner for Misa. Misa tied up, turns that over to Vestarinen. He shoots, George the save, rebound, they score! Oliver Somato fires it home and the game is tied again. Chipped it back across and it's brought back out by Calto. Danford to Aitchison, nifty chip there. Danford was spilled and a penalty coming to Finland.
Danford goes back straight in, and I'm sorry, that's got to be a 5. Not only from behind, but he drives the head right into the glass.
And a 5 for 10 on the power play of the tournament. 5 different goal scorers. Perek works back in, feeds it back across to McKenna. And McKenna drops it down to Reshny. Back for Perek to Hage. Hage centers it, Rippinen makes the save, rebound, score! Brady Martin again! And Canada's back on top for the 3rd time. Shot back by Kuta. Boilius. Back to Vatanen. Saralainen parked in front. Boilius to Vatanen. Works it back to Boilius with a one-time shot, scores! Lassi Boilius power play goal. The game is tied again.
Great look at it here. Can't hit it if you can't get your hand on it. And George right away calling for a review. He hit my glove. You're right, he did.
After reviewing the play, the call on the ice stands. We have a good goal.
Oh. They're gonna say, I think, that he touched the glove after the puck went in the net.
That's ridiculous. That is, if that's what they're saying, that is preposterous. They might say that his glove was outside the crease, even though his feet were inside.
Laid back in by Tuba.
They just got Vestergaard for a stray high stick on McKenzie.
So we saw the one on Hage off the face-off. That's not a penalty, unless it was something other than a stick. And now they got Vestergaard, and Canada's going to the power play. Perek back across to McKenna. Has time for Perek. Swings it back across. A shot by Hage deflected wide. Now McKenna flips it back for Hage. Walks right in and shoots at the crossbar. Martone waiting for help to arrive as Canada changes. Looks across to Ginla. And Ginla had it taken away. And a penalty coming. It'll be a hook against the Finns. And Canada's going back to the power play. McKenna aims the Finnish blue line for Reshny. Roll up his stick. Jokinen had it poked away. And Ruohonen couldn't clear it out. Now it's sent down the ice by Nukari. Perek snaps that pass ahead. Higgins in alone. Scores! Just like that, Canada's back on top 4-3. What a pass.
That was a 120 feet zipper from Zane Parekh to TJ Ginla, who was stepping off the bench, gets lost behind the coverage. Want to make sure everyone was inside the gate when Ginla crossed over, no feet on the ice. Ooh, there was almost a great release, glove side.
Oh, Baudouin drops that back for O'Reilly. Walking in is Desnoyers. Desnoyers with a chance, shoots it, but it's saved. And the rebound comes loose, but the referee had blown the whistle. McKenna going to swing that back across, gathers it back up. Throws it right wide, what a pass. Hayes moves in, loose puck, Rippon makes the save. McKenna spins and shoots, and Rippon rolled and made that stop.
Once McKenna gets a little space, it's trouble time. And this backhand sauce, that's Draisaitl-like all the way to Hage. He thinks he's got Rimpinen down and out. He's going to go all the way across. And it's actually the stick of Väisänen.
Right.
Watch 13. Empty net? No.
And O'Reilly takes a hard bump there from Jokinen. Parekh jumps up on Hemming. Knocked free by Baudouin. Looks down to O'Reilly. And O'Reilly to the side of the goal. Rippon knocks it down. Loose puck. Baudouin scores! Cole Baudouin puts Canada up by 2. Here's a Ginla back with it. Shoots from a sharp angle. Rippon made the stop on that. Brought ahead by Suvanto. To Vestorina. That's broken up by Verhaeghe. That's picked off by Vestorina. Walks in and shoots, scores! And Vestorina takes advantage of the turnover to draw the Finns back within 1. 35 seconds after the Canadian goal. That's poke free, a chance now for Canada, shorthanded. Luchenko works in. Jet Luchenko walks in. Great move, Luchenko, backhand shot. And Rippon makes the save up high on that. And Danford looks down to Luchenko. Centers it. Coots a backhand shot. That's blocked in front by Jokinen. Coots. They're tied up there. They're going to get Coots for a penalty here, a trip. And so the Finns get a power play 5 minutes and 6 seconds into the third period. Now in comes O'Reilly. Centers that pass for Baudouin. Scores! Cole Baudouin does it again. And Canada's back up by 2. What a night he's having.
He was voted by his teammates for a letter on his jersey. Didn't score big last year, and another flip to space. And O'Reilly races it, and Baudouin beats Nieminen up the ice, and a perfect little pass from Sam O'Reilly. This is a sauce to space, looking just for a tip. Oof. And he goes far side. That's a tough tip to control, to get just enough to poke it inside the post.
Vananen centers it, bouncing puck picked up by Baudouin. Empty net for Canada. Baudouin gains center ice, plays it across to O'Reilly, shoots, scores! Fitting this line would finish it off. And Canada wins it by a final score of 7-4. Happy New Year, Canada. 4-0, heading for the quarterfinals at the World Junior Championship.